Luigi, you lovable coward. You're lanky, awkward, fearful, and sometimes just plain stupid. Here I thought Italian people were made of confidence. Next thing I know, I'll be seeing Luigi turn down a bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. Spicy meatballs, even. I'm so confused right now, it makes me want to watch all 3 Godfather movies in a row to reinvigorate my opinion of Italian stereotypes. Damn you, Luigi. That's gonna take forever. You don't deserve the role of Mario's brother. You don't deserve to rub elbows with the Mushroom Kingdom's royalty. The only thing you deserve is a video explaining why you suck so much. Or rather, explaining why you haven't realized your true potential. Don't you want to know? And before I get started, I just wanted to tell you guys that my mic arm broke, so the sound is gonna sound a little bit different, and everything went to hell. So, whatever, as good as it's gonna get right now. Anyway, moving on. Indeed, this question of Luigi's wasted potential lies at the heart of the Mario franchise. At almost every step of the way, Mario dominates his brother in the quest for the limelight. And Mario isn't even lime-colored. What a guy, huh? While Mario wahoos heroically and woohoos valiantly, Luigi stands idly by, a mere afterthought to Mario's red splendor. But why is that? It's something more than just physical abilities and a need for a main character. Luigi can do everything that Mario can do, but constantly proves that taller isn't always better. Sure, he's a bit of a scaredy cat and kinda clumsy, but that's just the tip of the iceberg of wasted potential. The true reason for Luigi's second fiddle is something much deeper than that. We all have unkempt corners of our minds where the darkest filth is hidden by cobwebs and dust because we dare not go there. Luigi knows this all too well. So turn your gaze to the quivering green plumber and prepare yourself for the elusive answer to what keeps him shaking. The story of Luigi's innermost thoughts. The story you never know. Just look at this tall, lanky hunk of a man. Compared to his shorter, fatter brother, Luigi has the ideal build of a protagonist. So what gives? Dang, I guess my kindergarten teacher was right. Don't judge a book by its cover. The problem isn't with his physical attributes, it's the very core of his being. No, not that core. Core as in mentality and stuff. You get the picture. For you hardcore Treeskull peeps, you may remember from our Luigi story you never knew that the Green Bean's first 3 chronological appearances are in Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's New Island, and Yoshi's Island DS. In these titles, both Mario and Luigi are widow babies that ride dinosaurs around and crush their opponents. Well, baby Mario is. Baby Luigi is more of a damsel in distress? Hey, I wouldn't bang him, but maybe Mario would. Who knows what goes on behind those vacant, haunting eyes? Is it sexual fantasies about his fellow infant brother? Probably, but probably not. Anyway, Luigi gets kidnapped in all 3 of these Yoshi's Island games and relies on his brother to save him from the Koopa clutches each and every time. It was at this point in Luigi's last story you never knew that I said Luigi had, really by no fault of his own, learned the art of helplessness thanks to his unfortunate childhood at the hands of Baby Bowser and his servant Kamek. I have a confession to make, however. While these traumatic experiences of being kidnapped and sealed in a cloth uterus were contributing factors to making Luigi the coward he is today, they aren't the whole story. Not even close. Let's look at Yoshi's Island, the first time Luigi gets captured, for some clues, shall we? You see, the green baby man does have the misfortune of being captured, which is cause for alarm. But did you ever think what would have happened if Kamek had snatched the other baby sack? What if he'd taken Mario? At first you might say, nothing would have been different. Luigi only learned to be a coward because of his unlucky experiences. The green brother totally would have worked with the Yoshis, traveled vast distances, and fought evil at every turn to save his red brother. To which I say, you're cutting this guy too much slack. Look at what happens as soon as Mario beats the final form of Baby Bowser. Luigi just pops his head out of the bag. Mitch wasn't stuck at all. Meanwhile, this poor goddamn stork is hanging upside down. Geez, that looks uncomfortable. But it's not important. What is important is that Luigi could have escaped the whole damn time, but didn't. Baby Bowser was asleep even. Would it really have been that hard to get out of the bag, free the stork, and fly away? Only if you're a coward. This is proof that Luigi's iconic fearfulness runs deeper than we thought. It's always been a part of him. And I know that these accusations may be a bit much for a baby. But remember, we ain't talking about no ordinary baby brothers. Baby Mario runs through the levels and defeats hordes of enemies on his way to saving his scaredy cat brother. And we even see in later games that baby Luigi has the physical abilities to defeat these same enemies. In Mario and Luigi, Partners in Crime, I see what you did there. It's Partners in Time, not Partners in Crime. You silly Nintendo. In this game, you have the ability to play as the 4 main characters: Mario, Luigi, Baby Mario, and Baby Luigi. You can play as a quartet with the babies riding on the backs of their respective adults, or you can split them up into smaller pairs by having the adults throw babies off their backs. Child abuse. The idea is that you can throw these babies up in areas too high for the adults to reach, or fit into small areas that are too small for the big boys in order to solve puzzles in the game. Pretty cool game mechanic if you ask me. And that's not all. The battle system is turn-based, with attacking and dodging centered around timing of actions. You can fight as the quartet with the babies on the backs of their adults, or as the older/younger pairs. And see? You can battle as just the babies! Damn, when I was a youngin', my parents were stoked when I could eat cereal by myself, and these kids are out here kicking some serious ass. And look, Luigi's scarediness doesn't stop him from attacking. He does just as much damage as Baby Mario. Oh wait, he only did 4 damage. Mario did 5. Well, that's more of a timing thing, since the battle system is centered around timing accuracy. I think you get my point. It's not that Luigi is physically worse than Mario, it's just that something's a little different in that brain hole of his. Let's go back to earlier in this game, when we first get introduced to the babies. Mario is running around in circles like a crackhead who just won the lottery, and Luigi's just jumping around hoping for some trickle-down cash monies. Everything's fine and dandy until BOOM! The Koopa Cruiser gets hit by some alien-like ships and all sorts of alarms start going off, with Baby Mario, Luigi, and Peach all crying almost immediately. The key word being almost. Let's look at it again. Mario is prancing around like a child in a fresh field of daisies when bang! The ship gets hit. Now stop! Look at this. Baby Peach is starting to cry. Baby Mario is screaming. And Baby Luigi? He's just looking around, confused at what's going on in his surroundings. What's going on behind those dark, confused eyes? It must be something incredibly mind-blowing since he doesn't have the wherewithal to react to the crazy situation at hand. He doesn't even start crying until he sees that Mario is crying. It's like he doesn't even have his own opinion because he wasn't paying attention. It's only after seeing Baby Peach and Baby Mario's crying and screaming does Baby Luigi himself begin to cry and scream. Then, one by one, Baby Peach and Baby Mario stop, with Toadsworth coming in to calm Peach and take her away, and Baby Bowser coming on the mic requesting reinforcements to take Baby Mario out of his sobbing state. And what's Baby Luigi still doing? Crying. He just can't stop. He entered this scaredy cat mindset after seeing his loved one screaming and crying, and he just can't get out of it. Mario even jumps around to try to get Luigi to come too, but to no avail. He has to physically push Luigi into the next room to get him to stop crying. And even then, who knows what's going on in that oversized green head? Well now, that would be the point of this video now, wouldn't it? So let's slap Ouija onto the operating table, tape his eyes open, and dig into his brain like a maggot into flesh. For within the confines of this deuteragonist's consciousness are swirling and insurmountable thought patterns which hinder his every action and launch him into downward spirals so intense that, as we saw, his friends had to literally push him away from danger. He can't control his mind. But why? And furthermore, you think I'm exaggerating, don't you? Ha! If only. Throughout the Mario franchise, we see Luigi quivering, cowering, clumsily batting at enemies while Mario is fearless with perfect form. Indeed, the key difference between these two famous brothers is how they think, how their brains work. Judging by Luigi's symptoms, and dare I say, my own experience, I think Luigi is suffering from not just being an awkward motherfucker, but also an anxiety disorder. Really, the two go hand in hand, but it's not so boring and clinical as the term anxiety disorder makes it sound. For a better idea of what I'm talking about, let's venture into Luigi's adult life, shall we? We've seen how he acts as a baby, but how does he act as an adult? In the game Mario and Luigi Dream Team, we can see how Luigi's anxiety issues play out when he's all grown up and everything. Because while his behavior as a baby tells us what he's like before his brain has solidified and before he's had negative experiences to super duper affect his behavior as an adult will tell us how the whole package of genetics, experience, and time looks. Seem reasonable? Of course it does. Mario and Luigi Dream Team first begins as the Mushroom Gang. Can I call them the Mushroom Gang? Kinda makes them sound like a weird mushroom cult. Which they kinda are. Anyway, Mario and friends begin this adventure by boarding an airship with a really fucking stupid looking dog. Everyone boards the ship uneventfully, until the bridge to the ship pulls out, and Luigi tries to make the jump. Fortunately for him, defying the laws of physics is no big deal. But geez dude, you are one awkward motherfucker. Soon after, we see a pillow land on the ship, only to have it morph into a large nightmarish monster. Man, Bed Bath & Beyond has really gone downhill! Fortunately, Mario thwarts the demon while Luigi sits idly by. But to make matters worse, when Mario does kill the monster, the resulting explosion damages the airship and causes it to fall out of the sky. Very dramatically, I might add. But wait, when all is said and done, Luigi is spacing out super hard, stuck in the mental imagery of the airship crash landing to Earth, while the rest of the crew has already nonchalantly stepped off. When he realizes his silliness, Luigi jolts awake and face plants into the ground when one of the toads says, "Luigi, you were dreaming again," indicating that this whole monster crash landing fiasco was just a dream. So let's analyze said dream to reveal some truths about Luigi's adult subconscious, eh? First of all, a monster coming to life and attacking the people you love, that's a nightmare. Second of all, notice how even though this was Luigi's dream, Mario is the one to stop the monster. Luigi's feelings of inadequacy compared to his brother play out in his dreams even. So not only has Luigi spontaneously drifted off into sleep sometime on the airship, but he had a nightmare, and his brother had to deal with it, not him. And then the airship crash lands. If this isn't subconscious symbolism of a mind in chaos that feels helpless, I don't know what is. Later in the game, Luigi passes out again, but this time he does so on a special bed or pillow or something that opens up a portal to the dream world, which is essentially another realm of existence where the subconscious has much more control over what happens than in waking reality, but not so much as a regular dream. When we meet Luigi in this realm, he's, not by my words, taller, more handsome, more confident, more mustachioed. He's an all-around swell guy, physically and mentally compared to real life, or even his normal dreams. Indeed, according to the extremely French Blockman, this ideal form of Luigi is essentially how he wishes to see himself. This more perfect form of Luigi even makes itself one with Mario during battles to make him stronger. Let that sink in for a second. The takeaway here is that while Luigi still suffers immensely from his anxiety and confidence issues in adulthood, he's achieved at least a level of stability where he's able to see and manifest himself positively in the dream world. Progress much? Progress a little at least? And keep in mind this takes place after Luigi's Mansion in the timeline. I'm sure you'll recall that Luigi's Mansion was the first game where Luigi took center stage and saved Mario. Luigi's manifestation in the dream world and even him working with Mario throughout the whole game indicates that he's come a long way since his baby days. Dream Team isn't the only game that shows us this progress. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is much of the same, albeit arguably more obscure. Our first introduction to the Mario Bros is seeing Luigi outside their joint house hanging up Mario's clothes. I guess we know who wears the pants in this relationship, eh, Mario? What the hell, Mario? That wasn't meant to be literal! Put some damn pants on! With a little help from his friend, Mario gets dressed and drags Luigi to Peach's castle, ultimately dragging him into Bowser. And look at that face! Does that look like the face of a mindless warrior to you? No. That looks like the face of an anxious and scared Italian man-bean who's thinking too much about his impending doom, even going as far as to sit off to the side rather than help his good old brother defeat Bowser in battle. I mean, look at this spazzing green man. As the battle is squaring off, he's doing more than just sitting off to the side trying to calm his nerves. He seems to literally be experiencing an anxiety attack, which brings us back to Luigi having a legit anxiety disorder. I know I left you hanging for a while there, but we gotta show all the evidence before jumping to conclusions, people. So before we jump to conclusions, let's look at the science of anxiety, shall we? Only then will we be sure that Luigi has it. From watching this fellow over the course of the franchise, his outward symptoms include spacing the fuck out, constant nagging fear, an utter lack of confidence, poor control over his body despite being physically fine, trembling, spontaneous sleeping, nightmares, excessive emotional outbursts, and being easily startled. Why you gotta be such a little bitch, Luigi, huh? Just pop a Xanax or something like the rest of America. That'll make the chronic nagging self-hatred stop. I mean, it'll probably get worse when the drug wears off, but just take more until the day you die. Then you'll never have to tackle your demons. Those things are scary, man. Anyway, according to several minutes of highly involved medical research, Luigi's symptoms can best be summed up by a specific anxiety disorder, known as GAD, or Generalized Anxiety Disorder. I'd walk you through how I got there, but I think the symptoms speak for themselves. According to the gods of WebMD, people with GAD exhibit worry that is often unrealistic or out of proportion for the situation. Daily life becomes a constant state of worry, fear, and dread. Eventually, the anxiety so dominates the person's thinking that it interferes with daily functioning, including work, school, social activities, and relationships. Sound like a green guy, you know? Symptoms include excessive ongoing worry and tension, an unrealistic view of problems, restlessness or a feeling of being edgy, sweating, trembling, being easily startled. Really, the only symptom that doesn't align with Luigi is trouble falling or staying asleep. Recall from Mario and Luigi Dream Team that this guy passes the fuck out at the randomest of moments and goes so deep into REM sleep that he dreams crazy dreams. This is no surprise because often folks with chronic anxiety do have trouble sleeping, but can nap spontaneously at random hours of the day because their body and mind are just that drained. It's like your mind is going 24/7 until it just shuts down, because to keep going like this would be catastrophic. But the story you never knew here isn't a clinical diagnosis of Luigi. It's what it's like to be in his head, the subjective experience of it all. And so, I'd like to get personal here for a second. Hi, I'm Grant, and I'm a neurotic motherfucker. There have been several times in my life that I spaced out so hard I almost fell over. Gotta finish that thought, everything else be damned. You see, in many ways, Ouija reminds me of me. In high school, I ran track, cross country, and played soccer. Can you guess which sport I was worst at? Hint, it's the one that requires you to be most in control of your body, trusting yourself, and being in the moment. The answer is soccer. My thoughts during an average game included, geez, I hope I don't fuck this up. Oh man, these other guys are way better than me. What do I do with my body? And what is the nature of consciousness? The problem wasn't that I wasn't athletic. My best mile time was 4:59 after all. Sub 5 minute club, high five. The problem was that I was always thinking about shit. Anything and everything, usually negatively. Even when I wasn't playing sports, I'd be spacing the fuck out in class, during conversations, a pleasant walk through the park, really anywhere and everywhere, thinking about anything and everything. 6, 8, 12 hours a day. No, I'm not exaggerating. Is it really any surprise that the first story you never knew was how Samus Aran was the bridge between all forms of consciousness in the universe? Now that is some spacey out there gobbledygook. While my obsessive and often unpleasant thought patterns certainly favor creativity, they do not favor fearlessness, punctuality, or a cohesive mind-body connection. I wouldn't call myself a coward by any means, but when I look at Luigi, I see a man trapped in his own head. All day, every day. Whether it's taking a couple seconds to react to a loud as hell alarm, arriving late to the airship boarding, being chronically nervous, or his ridiculously awkward attacks, it's clear that Luigi is one to overanalyze everything. Whether that's fretting over every possible outcome of the task at hand, or zoning out in his own little world. Luigi is a man who is not in the moment. He's the ever-analyzing yin to Mario's ever-blank yang. Luigi thinks before he does, and not necessarily in a good way. There is no prison like the mind, and perhaps one day Luigi will make his jailbreak. Maybe I will too. And that's the story. You never knew. Well, that got personal. Don't worry, people. Like Luigi, I've made plenty of strides towards my own jailbreak. That was the most concise and poetic ending I could muster, so I couldn't get into the positive stuff as much. Plus, who wants a bunch of feel-good whatchamahoosit? So let me know in the comments down below if you can relate to my inner Luigi, or if you've got other ideas about this lanky man. And if you liked this video, hit that subscribe button and enable those notifications to know the moment we release a video, since we are releasing twice a week now. I mean, everyone likes being there early to spam first in the comments, so why not you? I know I love those comments. Just kidding. I'm trying to say I like reading and replying to the early comments on videos. So give me some early comments to reply to. Something other than first. And as always, thank you folks so much for watching and helping us reach 600,000 subscribers. And I'll see you in the next video. Toodaloo!